comes a new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table. The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Puts one in the pocket. Okay, we're in the early stages of the round. Player one will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. Dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move or you're going to eat tons of damage. What's the play here? Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Next hit, and that attack ends it. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. No knockdown as the low heavy is blocked. Hits up the count, charges forward. Sneaks in above. Rattles them with a spinning perk, uses the gauge for a super art. Player 1 can't use any drive moves without burning out. What'll happen here? Player experiencing burnout. Spinning bird kick. The low's blocked. We have super arts on deck. There's still a KO. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Who hits the drive? It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Low heavy. Smart stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. Flame burns out. Barely blocks the jump in. Somehow manages to push, rushes in. Player 2 is in a very good spot now. The low, what now? Player 2 is looking at a grim situation with burnout. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Switch sides. Noticeable look, tries to make something happen with an overdrive on. Player 2 can't bear the drive impact. Underhand, no hesitation or regret. Hits him with that NSFW. Is it over? Will they survive? Looking meaty! It is over! Player 2 has gotta be feeling good getting the win out of that absolute carnage! It's not over yet! Best believe it's time for that run back! Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Blocking a jump-in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner, and now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player 1 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. The jump-in is denied. Knockdown. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. The grab hit takes a big KO. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Things are slow going right now, but we may see someone speed things up soon. Keeping track of the opponent's movements, waiting for a good opening. With the throw. Hazanshi threw him off with the overhead. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. 100-hand slap. Going in. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Experiencing burnout. Both fighters planning something? Life lead is there, but crowns him from above. Player breaks through with the throw. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. The throw missed! Knockdown! Here comes the mix-up! Smart stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. Absolutely relentless! Oh, here we go! Player one can't let this block the low kick. Ooh, you never turns out. Player crowns him from above. All in with a rush. Both sides getting ready. This is gonna hurt. What are they gonna do? A projectile to say get off. The throw is denied. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? And rip, they're wide open. The drive impact doesn't work. They are done. Player one gets the win in a convincing fashion.
Comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who is going to come out on top in this fight?
Round one. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Goes for the low kick. Tries to bait him with the projectile. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Deftly shuts out the junket. Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Time's the only thing moving here. There's space to make something happen here, and neither fighter looks willing to back down. They're barely hanging in there. Can they hold out any longer? From up a KO. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Uses a fireball to try and establish their pace. Decides to meet them in the air. What a clutch side kicks there. Now they need to capitalize on this chance. Gets out of the corner. Still very early in the round. Smart use of the invincibility on the overdrive tension. Going in, gets the jump in. Anything off the smack hits him with a stop and block. Good old slaps. Jump. Barely blocks the jump in. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Oh, here we go. Perfect execution. No lapse in judgment goes unpunished. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Brushes that off and keeps going. Underhand slap. Uses the gauge for a super arm. Now, can they finish the job? They return to center stage. Does a good job escaping the corner. Oh, now that is a punish. Drops them from the air. Blade crowns them from above. Vintage. Both sides getting ready. Nice fireball. They're taking a step back to slow down. The low's blocked. Comes crashing down. There's a burnout. Noticeable life lead. Closes it out. Player one really had to fight for that one. No shortage of drama. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Who will gain control of the match in the early going? Player one can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. All right. Goes for the surprise rush in. The big drive gauge disparity has opened up, and it wouldn't surprise me if they try to open that gap further. They need to make good use of the gauge without emptying it. Player one is in burnout. Drives off the table. Takes a trip. Player one chases them down. Decides to meet them in the air. Player one doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Knockdown. Shoots off a fireball up close. They break things off to take a quick breather. Oh, easy 10. Can they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal? A quick breather. There's a wall slide. They can't do anything now. Experiencing burnout. Player two can't afford mistakes without that drive gauge. Sends a bar on up to Koso. In there. Player one with a big first round pickup. Can they close it out? Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Checks them with the projectile. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump them. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? That's a counter. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Creates an opening with a low heavy. Smart stuff, poking at that range to zone the opponent. Player two has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Genius read. Jeez, how can they read each other so well? Jumps up. Gotta be careful not to charge his forward. Hits the drive. Medium kick. The low kick hits. Sends a bar on up to Koso. What now? Player one is low heavy. Oh, the drive attack. What a finish! Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. The low kick connects. Picks up some damage with a long reaching attack. Player one is just about out of drive after that. Pressuring them in the corner. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. They hit each other. Drive lead is opening up, but that can still be overcome with smart drive use. Holds out with the block. Absorbs the... There's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish counter. Show of force. Experiencing burnout. Player two has completely used all of... Sends a bar on up to Koso. KO! Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Hits him with a stopping bomb. Oito throw. You can't let him close in like that. Sticks the combo. The overhead's good. Cannon blast him. Burnout activates. Knockdown and... Player two will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. They back the opponent into the corner. Now to apply the pressure. Side switch in the corner. Checks with a medium kick. The low! What'll happen here? Risky up close scrap still going. Throws a bar. Crowns him from above. Oh my god, they just choked it up. A real... What a finish! Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Going on the offensive? Shots fired with Teppo. Knocked them out of the air. They just said, get that jumping out of here. 100 hands. Ooh, you never know what can happen here. Switch sides. The overhead denied. The drive impact doesn't work. Rushes in. What are they gonna do? Absolutely relentless. There's a burnout. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? A jump in? Burns out. Player 1 is mounting a comeback. What else is up their sleeve? Totsugeki to the face. Oh my God! Are you serious? That comeback was unreal. We just saw this fighter play out of their goddamn mind there. Player 1 clinches the win. But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that.
Round 1. Fight.
Close range projectile. Hits them with a stop and bop. Big throws. Takes advantage of the hesitation and gets some good damage in return. Well-timed corner switch. Now they get pushed into the corner, where it's going to be very difficult to escape. Takes a trip. The jump in is denied. Checks them with the projectile. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Heading into the end game, brings out the KO. Player 2 on the board first with a win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Butt smash! Will gain control of the match in the early going. Scrapping it out up close. Player 1 can't let their drive gauge. Experiencing burnout. Going in. Player 1 has going on the offensive. Sends a bar on a Kikosho. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Connects with medium kick. No way. No signs of running up or out of the corner. Close not for full snipe. Oh man, this is a scary range. The low block. Flatline done. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Pressuring the situation with the charge in. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. No good up high. Both fighters have completely tagging on a super art here to turn up the heat. Player 1 is back in this fight after that super. One fighter's drive gauge is just about empty. Can they recover or are they in trouble here? Gets the counter hit throw. Taking stock. Shark KO! Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? A brave forward jump there to start. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Rattles them with a spinning burn. Adds a little super juice into this combo for more damage. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Player 2 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Going on the offensive. Jumps up. Just goes for it at this range. Butt smash. Uses the gauge for a super art. Player 2 with clutch anti-air. This is a complete breakthrough with the throw. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Jumps in. Gets right in there. Shoots off a fireball up close. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. What's the play here? Player 2 is just about out of drive out. Trips him up. Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Taking stock. Player 1 can't afford to get hit again, but still has a chance to take the round if they can find openings to use their drive. Gets a bar on the Kikosho. Knockdown. Drive gauge finally recovers. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Burnout activates. KO. Player one with a big first round pickup. Can they close it out? Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Player one steals it back. They're in the groove now, and they're gonna need to keep it up. What's going to be the play here with this kind of meter gap? With this kind of gauge gap, they'll want to think about when to use it and not be trigger happy. Player two chases them down. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Still slugging it out at this range. It's a good spot to use the super. Level 3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business. Oh wow, look at the damage that did. Fantastic work with that combo. Knockdown and not close enough to chunk in there. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? The last round, it's now or hit them with a stop and block. Oito throw. You can't let him close in like that. That combo did decent damage. Player two with the lead. Will they crown them from above? Player two is looking at a grim situation with burnout. This is gonna hurt. Vintage. Okay, here we go. The low block. The overhead denied. Tons of space between the fighters now. What are they cooking up? Ooh, does them dirty. Can this drive bring them back? Player two is in a very good spot now. This unleashes some big damage. I can't believe it. They think this time to block this out. Perfect damage calculation. No doubt about it. They are done. Player one clinches the win. But that could have been anyone's game. No way we could have called that. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Hits the drive. Spirits are lifted. Jumps in. Rattles them with a spinning bird. Player one is going to have a hard time managing their drive. There's a punish counter. This can lead to something very big if they can capitalize. Player one in that dangerous burnout state. Can they outlast it? Both fighters have completely emptied out their drive gauge and are in burnout state. Not a lot of patience on show here today. From up above. They break forward to pressure the opponent. Coming through. Player two creates a good corner opportunity. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. Perfect read to get the finish with the low attack. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. A brave forward jump there to start. They can't squander this punish counter chance. Good old slaps. Grabs them, takes advantage of the hesitation, and gets some good damage in return. Checks with a medium kick. Super on deck for both fighters. Expect to see some fireworks. Player charges forward. Player two can't use any drive moves without burning out. Experiencing burnout. Bends the meter, hoping for a good return. Hits the Sota Rasa. She's gonna give them a rabid beatdown for some serious damage. Solid anti-air. Both sides in burnout. They can't drive. Turning it right up with a super. Going for the conclusive kill with that super. What a move. Put them on a t-shirt with that finish. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent uses their drive gauge. Player one will need to do a better job of utilizing their drive gauge if they want a different result than last round. Both fighters are working with a low SA gauge. Overhead, but it won't work. Okay, here we go. Snipes. Player two can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. There's a burnout. Player two is in burnout. Picoso getting it some real damage. What will they do next? All in with a rush. Scrambling here to avoid that corner. Cross up. It's a clinching. Vintage. Take drop zone, baby. Low heavy. What will be the follow-up here? The super block. Here comes the. They are done. we could have called that. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Checking with the fireball. How will they react? Checking to see how the opponent reacts to long-range fireballs. This is a clear sign that they're testing their opponent's knowledge and gameplay. Player 2 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. The order makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Takes a trip. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Decides to buff up while they can. Taking stock. Shoots off a fireball up close. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning strat. Player 1 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers can turn this around in their favor. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. All right, what's coming up next? KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Got their eye on the air. Digs in deep to get that drive in. Heats it up with a combo into super. Ultimate killer head wrap. Player 2 just goes for it at this range. Now, can they finish the job? Player 2 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Looks to drop them to earth. Both of our combatants are cooking up something. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Breaks the block with a throw. Delivers the pain right to the doorstep. In there! That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. The attack is parried. Parrying attack like that is risky, but the reward is the drive gauge building up. No good up high. Gets a good read on their opponent, gets through the opening. Player 2 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. What are they thinking here? This is a good range to test the opponent's reaction to fireballs. Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. Oh, can they survive this badly timed burnout? This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Taking stock. Life lead opens up. Whips the throw. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Takes a trip. KO. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Spirits are lifted. Brushes off the impact. Decides to meet them in the air. Smart play there to go for the air-to-air. Even if it can't lead to a combo, it's low risk but effective. Jumps up, going in. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Medium kick hits. Knockdown and smart use of the invincibility on the overdrive tech shot. Turns out. Ends the meter, hoping for a good return. Closing it out with a super hard finish. Nice and clean. Taking no prisoners. That's what happens when you capitalize on all of your chances.
Comes a new challenger.
They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Tries to bait him with the projectile. Now they get pushed into the corner, where it's going to be very difficult to escape. Try some time by driving them into the corner, and now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Can't tech the throw? Knockdown. Get right in there. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. KO. Player 2 on the board first with a win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? The super armor does its job. Good old slap. Brings out the super art. How is this going to work out for them? Anything off the smash? Player 1. Ooh, what's this? What's going to happen? This is going to be bad news. 100-hand smash. It's a bar of Kikosho. Going in? Player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. We are at a standstill, but we may see an eruption soon. They decide to take a breather to regroup. Out of range. Relatively safe. They are really going at each other this round. The reads they make now will be key. That combo hit Kosugeki to the face! Gotta do better than that! Experiencing burnout. Drives and back misses! Dangerous range here. Low heavy, but no go! We're raw super hard incoming! Excellent read! Amazing Kikosho! Getting in some real damage! Player 1 flipping the script with a turnaround super! They gotta dig down deep here. They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. Player 1, what a read with that anti-air! Last round, people. Both fighters trying to go all in from this one. Shakes things up with a fireball. Spirits are lifted. Player 1 won out those close scuffles, and now they gotta have a plan for the next round. Both players look for something to work with, but absolutely relentless. Player 2, this can lead to some big damage. SBK hits. Amazing. Reads the jump in perfectly. Fights back with it. They were waiting for it. What are they gonna do? Nothing stops this train. There's the burnout. More fuel to the fire. Cook them up. Super out of nowhere. The big brains on this competitor is unreal. Does not leave anything to chance with that super finish. Player 2 comes out on top of that fierce battle. Talk about a show. That match had it all. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. Oh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Blocking a jump-in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Player 2 has used up all of their drive gauge, and they outlasted. Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. Very solid corner switch. Does not want to get stuck in the corner. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. They block the overhead, and drive gauge finally recovers. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive gauge. Burnout is triggered. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Good old slaps. All right, what's coming up next? Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. Experiencing burnout. They break things off to take a quick breather. Feeling out the spacing. Closing moments of the match. Will this super up connect? The super doesn't hit. A quick breather. A super up? Just goes for it at this range. Ultimate KO. Player 2 wins the first round and is now riding a huge wave of momentum. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the charges forward. Holds out with the block. Blows him. What's next? Good work staying in throw range there. Medium kick hit. Knockdown and smart use of the invincibility on the overdrive Tensho. Hits him with a stop and bop. Player 2 can't use any drive moves without burning out. Burnout activates. Player 2 in dire straits with burnout. Both of our combatants are cooking up something. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Jumps, barely blocks the jumping. Are we gonna see an overhead? But it won't work. A quick breather. Player 2 is barely hanging in the crumble from above.
Hits that with confidence. Slaps him from the flatline zone.
Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Jump! Reads the jumping perfectly. Attempts to break the stalemate. Sees the overhead coming. Player 2 is in a very good beat. Overhead denied. Plenty of help. Full gauges.
More fuel to the fire. Hook them up.
Uh-oh. This could really tip the scales. This is going to hurt. Picocho getting it to rip over in a flash. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Hits them with a stopping block. Decides to spend the meter to open up some more chances. Throws a fireball here, maybe as a simple zoning stretch. Are they trying to bait out the jump? Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Knockdown. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. That's some big juicy damage on that count. Gets some. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Spirits are lifted. Sends the bar on up to Picocho. Now, can they finish the job? Brushes that off and keeps going. Good old slap. Ends the meter, hoping for a good return. Responds with the ultimate killer head ram. What'll happen if they're going for the super art? Wow, that's some big-time damage there. Player 2 experiencing burnout. The low block. Attempts to break the stalemate with solid anti-air. They kept a close eye on the skies and it paid off. Good reactions there. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Comes a new challenger.
How's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Getting a punish counter like that is how you want to start a round. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Goes for the fireball. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Blocking a jump in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Fantastic reaction there. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Knockdown. KO. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Fireball from very long range. What's next? Jumps in. Anything off the smash? Sends a bar on up to Picocho. The super doesn't hit. Player 2 will look to apply pressure, experiencing burnout. Player 2, ultimate killer head wrap. Player 2, they're going for the super art. Going in. Now, can they finish the job? Player 1 is barely hanging in there, but can still mount a... Sets up with the jump in. Oh, the throw connects. Player 2 needs knock them KO. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.